Hello, my name's Angelica, and for my senior project, I chose the cello. A quote I like to start off is, "Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, fly to imagination, and life to everything." This was said by Plato, and I feel like this really relates to me because my parents, they really inspired me to always have creative outlet. And my whole family is creative and musical. My dad plays guitar, my mom plays viola, my sister plays piano and guitar, and I chose the violin. Originally, I wanted a cello because I loved it so much. Like, it has so many emotions. It's so deep. It has so many ranges, and I just always wanted to play it, but never could because of it's huge. It's a lot to get around with. Like, transportation is really difficult. While the violin, it's easy. It's light. You can take it everywhere. But cello, there's a lot that you have to take in when you're transporting it. That gives into the why I chose the cello. And I've been playing since about third grade, and I always wanted to play. Like, I played in chamber orchestras, and now I'm playing in the Columbus High School Orchestra. I just always wanted and envied the sound of the cello, so I decided to take that chance with senior project to learn to play the cello. My mentor was Jonathan Carmack. He's a band and orchestra director at Jordan High School, and he plays the French horn and violin. With him playing the violin, it really helped me transport my knowledge of the violin onto the cello, because they're two different clefs, which I'll get into later, and so he really helped me get over those hurdles of playing the cello compared to the violin. Mentor personal goals. My mentor goal was play a cello at like an intermediate level, play 6 scales, 3 2 octaves, 3 1 octaves, 2 technique books, and 2 practice books. And for my personal goals, to be able to play at an intermediate level also, and just play the cello in general, because as I said, it's always been my dream to learn how to play. Hours, I was able to meet my 50-hour requirements with 20 mentor hours and 32 and a half individual hours. What I've achieved, my contract requirements, I take care of the instrument, that's tuning and all that, and rosin, because rosin is like this substance that helps the bow stick to the strings. It creates fuller sound, and just wiping that off, because that takes away the polish of the instrument and creates like a really dull sound if it sticks to the strings. So I had to be able to take care of the instrument. Identify key signatures, which is how many flats, naturals, and sharps within a song, and then matching note names, which was really difficult for me because the clefs are different. Because the clef in the cello is so low, and the notes read differently from, like, if a D was on the clef of the cello, which is a bass clef, it would be different on a treble clef. And naming notes on staff 1 or above, ledger lines, as I said, time signatures, which is the 2/4, 3/4, which is how many beats are within a measure. Technique and practice books, which are these where I learned different techniques, which is just like pizzicato, which is the plucking, staccato, which is when you're bouncing on and off the string, and it's half the beat, and then also legato, which is just really long bow strokes and really smooth. And and then 6 scales, 3 octaves. The 3 octave ones I learned are D, G, and C major, and then my 3 1 octave scales I learned were B flat, F, and A major. My 2 recitals. My first recital, I played Minuet number 2, Rondo, Minuet in C, and then for my second recital, I played Hunter's Chorus, March in G, and Long Lungo. For my first recital, I got songs out of this, which is the first Suzuki book, which is a series of these 2. And for my second recital, I used this book right here that I'm going to play also today. And then my progress, this is my very first practice about 9 months ago. You can see here, like, my hands get really achy because the distance between the violin and the cello with the notes is so far apart, and I really had to adjust my hands to be able to stretch so far, and it hurt a lot of times, and I had to keep on stopping, relaxing, and I got really frustrated a lot of times, like right here, I'm getting frustrated. And so it like took a lot of like breathing and like getting really used to the cello. But this was my last practice before the end, before my phase 2 presentation. So you can see here, like I'm playing more fluently. I'm able to just play notes, it's not so hard for me to be able to stretch. For my recitals, this is my phase 1 recital. Here I am playing minuet number 2. I believe. Okay. Okay. It was like really hard for me because the room was really cold, and so when I was playing my hand, like, oh, okay, there we go. When I started playing, my hands were not warmed up, so I went back to my violin, where my violin hands, I like to call it, where they're really close together, and a lot of times I was really flat. And my bowing also, like bowing is really hard, I found out, because it's 2 different styles of bowing. Like with the violin, you would hold it like your fingers are more angled, like you're using your pinky. But like with the cello, it's like your fingers are straight, like pretty much it feels like your thumb's just supporting everything. And that was really hard for me, so sometimes I catch myself with just like this. And then I have to keep on correcting myself a lot of times to get back into that posture. Because it's really hard to make like a full sound if I don't have that hand position. And this is my second recital here. I am playing Hunter's Horse. My second recital, with being in phase 2, I was able to shift, which I found was a lot easier with the cello, because with the violin, you have to keep your hand up. And when you're shifting, it feels like you're kind of going against gravity because your hand wants to stay in one place. And like you're shifting back towards you, which feels kind of awkward. But with the cello, you're able to work with gravity and like just let your hand like kind of fall and but control it, of course. Which I really liked and like found like I really like shifting with the cello. And then trials and accomplishments. Trials, reading a bass clef. This is what bass clef is. This is why I read it. These are the 2 same scales, which is just C major, so it's no sharps, no flats, all naturals. And both of these are from D through A, so this D, E, F, G, A. And this is also from D to A. And also they're in the same octaves. And it was really hard for me because it's like much higher looking, and like a lot of times I had to keep on stopping myself and like to take a breath and really get into like the bass clef mindset. And like as I went on through learning the cello, I actually caught myself like playing in bass clef, and I had to stop myself in orchestra to read back into treble clef. And then within the fingerings for the violin, I also got cello hands, so I became sharper and everything. Like this booty can like tell you guys, like I was like sharp on like most of my music, and it was like really hard for me to like be able to transition between the 2 instruments. And then bowing, as I said, the hand position, transportation, which is really difficult. Like I have to hunk this long, like this huge thing, like go up 3 flights of stairs in the school. And just I'm happy we have like an SUV, because if we didn't, I feel like I would be screwed. And then violin, as I said, the fingerings also. Accomplishments would be the compliments I received. been really proud of my progress, and I've like been really happy that the people who've heard me been able to hear my progress. And I've been really proud of myself, and overall just fulfilling my dream. I love playing the cello so much. I kind of consider that I love playing it more than the violin, which feels like, you know, kind of since I've been playing it for so long. But yeah. And for to end my presentation, I would like to play Bourrée by Handel.